Tekken 7 has just released for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. Has it reclaimed its title as the King of Iron Fist? We'll keep watching and find out. Spoiler alert. It's pretty good. Also, another actual spoiler alert. I'll be discussing certain details of the game's story, so if you don't want any, then feel free to click off the video. Here's your chance! Took it? Alright, well then let's get to it. Tekken 7 features quite a few gameplay modes, unlike a certain other fighter that sticks to the streets. Starting off with the story mode, which features a narrative concerning the Mishima feud, which then unlocks character stories, and then there's an arcade mode, treasure battle mode, versus mode, and of course practice mode. And those are the offline modes. The online modes include a ranked match, if they work, casual matches and lobbies, and a tournament mode, which works like a tournament. And what do you know, it does what it says it is. It does what it says it is, that's not right. It is what it says it is. And there's also customization gallery mode where you can see previous Tekken movies and stuff. You can see all the endings from pretty much every Tekken and all the previews and promos and all that. And they're all unlockable via fight money. And if you have the PlayStation 4, a music customizer. Tell you what, the very first thing I did when I booted the game, didn't even play anything. I just sat there for like an hour customizing my own playlist of all the previous Tekken musics. My favorite Tekken music, my favorite Tekken soundtrack is Tekken 2's. So you're gonna hear a lot of Tekken 2 music when you watch the gameplay here. Of course, it'll be lowered so you can hear my voice more. Priorities, And there's mostly Tekken 2 with some Tekken 1 and a few others mixed in there. You'll hear, if you have good ears, you might catch some. And alright, now to the details. I'm going to start off with the story mode of what I thought about it. The story mode is the Mishima Bloodline. And by Mishima Bloodline, I just mean the Kazuya and Heihachi Mishima Bloodline feud. Jin is not really, has nothing to do with it. Jin is pretty much comatose through most of it. Akuma has more to do with it than other characters do, even Asuka or anybody else. And Akuma has more to do with it due to his promise to Kazumi, Kazuya's mother, she made Akuma promise to kill Kazuya and Heihachi should she fail to kill Heihachi, which she did. Heihachi regales it in to the reporter guy who, you see, the whole story mode follows the reporter's this reporter's God, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not journey. His investigation into the Mishima bloodline, the Mishima feud and all that. And speaking of that reporter, I guess all of you who have seen Tekken gameplay on YouTube or have the game know what I'm talking about when I say this reporter is about the most boring voice actor they could get. This guy sounds like he took Xanax and Ambien and mixed them together just so he could be extra down. Make sure he's so down. He's so down. He needs to be down. More down. I don't know what this guy's problem was. If it was him or if it was the direction. Some people brought up, I remember reading on r/Tekken on Reddit that people think maybe it was the Japanese director who said, well, they don't know English that much, so that's how they told him to act. I have no idea. All I know is this guy sounds like he is bored out of his mind. And it's kind of funny because there's certain parts of the story where he talks about how he's like, I am so angry right now. I feel so much passion to want to kill Jin. I was like, you sure? You feel like you feel so much passion to find a pillow, bro. Go to sleep. Story mode also has, like I said, the bloodline feud. Kazumi has pretty much, other than a fight she has with Heihachi, in a flashback Heihachi has while talking to the reporter, she pretty much has nothing to do with the story. Other than, you know, being, like I said, Heihachi, you know, being Akuma, the one who promised Akuma, and why Heihachi, you know, did what he did to Kazumi and all that. But the game before it came out in consoles, the arcade mode, her being a final boss, I thought she would be resurrected or something, like, oh, and she's back. Like, nope, it's just a flashback, I guess. I guess it was like an Easter egg or a bonus to make her playable. Kind of cool. You know, besides that fight she has with Heihachi, she really has nothing to do in terms of fighting in the story. And as for the story itself, I liked it. Heihachi, they made him sympathetic. I still can't call him a hero, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who notices this, who's thinking, no, Heihachi is still not the hero. A lot of stuff that happened, yes, he was, you know, he does fight against Kazuya and Jin, and he fights, technically, Jin Kazama is still the hero, from what I've, especially at the end, it makes it seem like, yeah, in part 6, he was doing what he did just to draw out the bigger bad, and it seems in part 7 here, it's setting him up to either be the hero in a DLC, or in Tekken 8. Heihachi is sympathetic, you do feel for him. He's not completely evil, but if you think about it, if he didn't toss Kazuya off the cliff, if he'd have just explained to him or kicked him out of the house or something, but no, he tossed him off the freaking cliff. It's like, oh, and if he climbed back up, then I knew he was a devil. If he died, he was my son. That sounds like some witch hunt stuff they did back in the days. You know, if she burned, she was a witch. If she flies out, if she was a witch. If she died, she was normal. It's like, you're screwed either way. Heihachi could have thought things a little more thoroughly, and he did a lot of other, you know, nasty stuff, like with Jin and stuff, shooting him instead of just, again, his methods came to bite him back in the butt, is how I feel about it. You know, I see him as sympathetic. He's not evil, but he's not the hero. He is definitely not the hero. Him getting killed by Kazuya at the end, like I said, spoilers. Possibly killed, because Heihachi seems to never die. Seemingly killed by Kazuya. To me, it's just like, well, that's the stuff he took came to bite him back in the butt. There's also a special chapter after you do all that, where you fight Akuma, who is just insanely strong. He's basically Shin Akuma, but without the white hair. I had to beat him on easy. I know some other people who did the same thing and weren't even ashamed of it. Maximilian beat him on the hardest difficulty after, I forget how long. Took him a while, but he did it. I just wanted the trophy, so I beat him on easy. It's a nice challenge, but it doesn't add anything to the story. So, after that, after beating the Mishima story, you unlock the character stories, which are nice. It's cool that you unlock more story. However, when you actually play the character stories, you'll probably be disappointed and wonder why were they not just part of the arcade mode. The character stories, the prologue and the endings of those stories were basically just arcade mode character endings and beginnings, like previous Tekken games. They could have just been part of the arcade mode. I don't know why you had to go to a separate mode just to see their stories. I would have liked it to have been an arcade ladder and then see the endings. So there's just one character, one ending. Like, it seemed unnecessary. The gameplay itself is awesome. Input leniency is actually a welcome change in my mind. There's a move that Paul does. Paul's my main. The Demo Man, which I could not. That move, I was not that fast. I can do it now. I actually can do my combos now and everything with Paul and his Demolition Man. You'll see it. You'll see some fights in here. I believe you'll see. I'm pretty sure I'll add in the fight I had with Akuma and with Steve, where, man, thanks to that Demo Man, it really put me up. Some of the moves, however, I also have trouble doing that I could do no problem before. King's moves, in particular, he has this air grapple that's done basically by doing forward and then half circle forward. Basically the Howl Shokoken from King of Fighters and Art of Fighting. Same motion. For some reason, that Howl Shokoken motion does not come out with King. No matter, like, it comes out very inconsistently. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's my controller, or if I just randomly stopped knowing how to do How Shokokens, even though I can do them in KOF just fine, and in previous Tekkens just fine. I still have previous Tekkens that I play on, and I'm like, well, they're still coming out here. I don't know what the problem is there. I also liked the that's just one down I could think of, like, and that might just be me. I also like the new features, like the rage arts and the rage drives. They're fine to me. I like them. They kind of add a comeback mechanic. I'm not against comeback mechanics. They're fine. You'll see one match in here where that comeback mechanic saved me. Boy, did it save me. The Paul fight with Akuma, I believe, if I haven't shown it already by this point. Speaking of Akuma, I do like their unique additions to the game where they have their own meters. They both have similar meters, by the way. They just seem to be styled differently. Eliza just has like a vampiric motif to it, but it functions the same as Akuma's EX meters. It reminds me a bit of Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, where each character has their very own, very unique systems that when you pick them, they are like their own. They're like they're from their own game. Tekken, of course, not quite like that, but seeing these two characters with their own meter, it kind of reminds me of that, of course. And yes, on to the online now. The online, yes, on the PS4 anyways, is pretty much broken for ranked matches. I have not gotten a single ranked match yet. I keep getting connection to the opponent has been lost. So have tons of other people. Tekken, the official Tekken Twitter and Harada has stated that they are working on it. They know about it. I don't know when it's going to be fixed. Hopefully soon. Funny enough, I have never platted a game. I never cared to platinum a game, but I'm this close to my first platinum with Tekken 7, and guess which trophies I'm missing? Yep, the ones that require you to play online and win a ranked match. The PC version, however, works just fine from what I've seen. I don't know about the Xbox One version. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm assuming not hearing anything about it means it's working just fine. No news is good news. If you have a choice, though, pick the PC version. PS4 version. I'm a PS4 player, but the PC version's the way to go for right now. Also, onto something. This isn't about gameplay, but the customizations in this game, they're earned through Treasure Battle, where you'll get random unlocks. You're not there's no like set unlock for set people, I think, except for special matches. Or like if you see them, like, oh, this person's metallic hair, I guess they need metallic hair customization. They're pretty random though. The customizations themselves are very limited compared to Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag. You can't customize their hairstyles too much. There's much more limited. You only have a few set hairstyles to choose from. You can't custom, like, say, I want a ponytail base and a bang front and like a ducktail back. And you can't do that anymore. It has to, they're just, okay, this is this style. Here you go. And there's like 10 of them, and that's it, which really makes me sad. And the clothing is kind of cool, but again, more limited. It's not really that many. There are not really that many cool ones. Matter of fact, it seems to favor, especially the accessories, seem to favor the goofy and the silly. I have no problem with goofy and silly. I'm okay with it, but it seems like if you want to go for something that isn't goofy or silly, but just cool or cute or whatever, you can have a lot more limited options. That's pretty much like the few negatives I have. The online and the treasure. All in all, though, the game is good. Dare say it might be my favorite fighter right now. KOF 14 I love, but can't get mad. I can't. The matches, the online isn't broken for KOF 14. It's just I barely run into people. Whereas with Tekken 7, it's just broken. But when it's fixed, I'll know I'll be able to run into people. So right now, I guess that'll be my favorite fighter for the moment. And there you go. Tekken 7, all in all, it's definitely a buy. I've been Fighter Kaos. See you guys later.